What's up, guys? Can you hear me all right? I hope so. Lone Driver Mike again, bringing you another video. What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about how Grubhub works, and not how Grubhub works, but how most apps work. So this is what I'm going to explain. So I had a situation last night, and I was very confused, and I was wondering, why is this girl thinking this, or why is she tripping off? So basically this is what happened. I've been getting a lot of orders lately with Grubhub. They don't tip. So the payouts are like $3 or $4. I used to decline those, but sometimes you do get cash tips. Sometimes on, like last night, I was getting like $7 to $8 per order with Taco Bell orders. And there were a few of them that didn't tip. So that full $7 or $8 actually came from Grubhub. So that was a good payout, because usually with Grubhub they will pay you $3 to $4 per order. That's the delivery pay. That's, the $3 plus the mileage. So you'll get anywhere from $3 to $4, right? So that's like with no tip. But like recently, like it just depends. Like every now and then, like if you get a Taco Bell, now Taco Bell, I'm just gonna let you know, Taco Bell now with like, it's really crazy. Like I ended up getting a headache last night. I made about $250 yesterday. I ended up getting about 28 orders with Grubhub, and more than half of those was with Taco Bell. Now it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, because now instead of getting like really good restaurants and bigger tips, I'm starting to get a lot more Taco Bell orders. Taco Bell, and some people will tip, some people won't. But usually when you get a Taco Bell, it's quick. Like you pick up a few miles, drop off a few miles. Sometimes they'll like try to send you to a far Taco Bell, but then like the house is literally right there, like a couple miles. Because what they do is they try to, what Grubhub does is, like when you order off Grubhub off the app, they find you the closest Taco Bell to your house. So that's good. But what sucks is like if they try to send you to like a far area like Natomas, and I'm downtown, that's like another 5 miles I got to drive all the way up to pick up your Taco Bell. But the cool thing is your house is literally like maybe a mile or two. Usually it's not even that far. It's like a mile away or less. So usually that's the cool part. And now, the last time I checked with Grubhub, the Taco Bell orders, they're all free delivery. Now it might have changed, but as far as I'm concerned, that promotion is still going on. I don't know if it's a lifetime thing or what, but they're partnered with Grubhub. So basically what that means is, like if you order off Grubhub, your delivery's free. So that's cool, and you don't have to tip or whatever. Now that doesn't mean you're going to get your order right away. Now if a lot of drivers start canceling your order, that's what happened one time. Like a few months ago, one girl was so mad. She's like, "Why is my order late? I don't understand." And I'm like, and when they called me, I picked up the phone. Her boyfriend was on the phone, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Nothing's going on. Who is this?" He's like, "Well, are you with Grubhub?" I'm like, "Yeah. What do you need, sir? I mean, who is this? Are you my current customer?" He's like, "What do you mean, am I your current customer?" I'm like, "You do realize," I wasn't trying to be rude, but I'm like, "You do realize I get orders every day. I don't know if you're an old customer or you're a new customer." And actually a lot of what's been going on lately is it's been so busy with Grubhub, especially on Taco Bell orders. They're giving me batch orders, and Grubhub's not updating the customer like, "Hey, this guy has another order, so it's going to be a little bit late, or he's going to be in this area." Like yesterday, this lady, like I delivered her Taco Bell. I had a batch order. It was 2 orders, and like they're kind of far, but kind of like, kind of in the same general area, not super close. So like Grubhub told me to drop the first one off, and that was a small order. So I'm just like, whatever Grubhub says, like that's what you're supposed to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. So Grubhub told me to drop off the small order first. I guess they ordered first. I think that's what it was. So I dropped that one off. I dropped off the second one, and that was a big order. And like she looked at me and she's like, you know, I was like, hey, how are you? She's like, I'm good. Were you lost? I'm like, no, I wasn't lost. And she's like, well, it says you were in the Arden area and you drove over there. And I looked at her, I'm like, well, I had another order. The app's supposed to update you. She's like, I didn't know that, and I didn't get a notification or anything like that. And she looked at me like she didn't believe what I was saying. And I'm like, I just dropped off my other Taco Bell order, like, you know. And it's, you know, some people, it's not that it's, I understand you want your food right away. I totally understand that, but the world doesn't revolve around you. And what you got to realize is other people order. Like, there are other orders out there. So don't be offended or don't be upset. Like, if I'm taking longer than usual, most of the time I'm taking another order too with Grubhub. Like, I'm doing all Grubhub. Like yesterday I got 28 orders with Grubhub, guys. 28. I mean, I don't even mess with Doordash. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather mess with Grubhub over Doordash, because Doordash, you know, tips are not that good. The payouts are low. Delivery pay is like $1. I mean, at least Grubhub is paying $3 to $4, sometimes more, depending. Sometimes there's like a bonus with Taco Bell orders. You know, like if they don't tip, they'll throw you like $7, $8 still. Even though, you know, the delivery pay is supposed to be a flat $3. But sometimes on Taco Bell orders, on certain orders, they'll throw me $7 or $8. So I'm just like, oh, hell yeah, that's cool. So I'll do Grubhub any day. Even if they throw me a $3 one, I'm fine with that, because a lot of times people will tip cash or whatever, and then, like, even if I only make $3 on that one, usually it's like a few miles, like 1 or 2 miles. It's like quick, you know what I'm saying? Half a mile or something, pick up, drop off, really, really close by. So with Grubhub, it's just been really slammed and really busy. So what you guys gotta realize is, now that Grubhub is updating their app and everything, now they can track us on like where we're going. But that's a negative thing, because when I get a batch order, when I used to get orders, like Grubhub would just say, okay, this is your estimated time of when your driver's gonna arrive. It wouldn't show the map or anything. It wouldn't show anything. And that was good, because then I could focus on which order I'm doing first, and I wasn't being harassed by the customer. Now, that doesn't mean the customer can't call still. Like, if Grubhub calls you, usually 95% of the time when they call you or text you, it's it's because the customer wants to know where you're at and what is the new ETA. Like, that's all it is. And to fix that problem, all you have to do is text customer and tell them, oh, I'll be another 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You know, sometimes they just want to know. They just want to know, okay, you know, maybe the app crashed or got messed up or something, so they're calling to just confirm and like, when am I going to get there? And sometimes people, they ask me, when am I going to get there? And I'm not even late still. Like, I'm like ahead, I'm like on time, on track, ahead of schedule, and they'll still try to call me, or, you know, Grubhub will still try to harass me. And it's like, don't you guys, like, doesn't the app update the customers? So now it's better. So now I don't get harassed as much as I used to be on Grubhub. So that's a good thing. But then the negative thing is that with Grubhub, they're tracking the location, so that if I'm going to, like, you know, if Grubhub gives me 2 or 3 orders at once, I'm dropping off this customer in Arden, and she actually lives like somewhat almost in Rancho Cordova, you know, she's going to say, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't blame her for getting upset, but at the same time, like, the app should, like, oh, man. Sorry, I was distracted. But yeah, what the hell was I saying? Yeah, so basically the app's supposed to update the customer. Because, you know, I mean, I would be upset too. Like, if I was going this way and I'm like ordering food and I'm the customer and I'm looking at the app and it says, why is this guy going north when I'm over here? You know what I'm saying? So what Grubhub needs to do, and this is a problem with a lot of apps, actually. Doordash, when I do Doordash, they give me batch orders. Even Uber Eats, I've gotten batch orders with Uber Eats. I've gotten batch orders when I used to do Postmates. I get batch orders with Caviar. So to be honest with you, I don't think these apps are telling the customer, like, hey, this dude has 2 or 3 orders. We apologize. This is your new ETA. or he's going to drop off this one first because sadly it's first come first serve. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people can't say, well, I want my order first and all this stuff. But you got to realize is so many people, Sacramento, especially big cities. If it's smaller cities, I mean, I can understand. Usually they might give they might give the driver one at a time, you know, because it's not as busy, it's slower, you know, orders are on time usually or early. Even I'm early and on time most of the time. But it just seems like customers are not getting like notified like when I get a batch order, and that really upsets me because, you know, it's not my job to explain to the customer all this stuff, because the app's supposed to explain it. Grubhub's supposed to tell the customer, hey, we gave this guy 2 orders because it's busy, so we apologize or whatever, and just update the time. And, you know, I mean, if you still want to show the customer where I'm driving to, I mean, I guess do what you got to do, but honestly, that's only going to piss off the customer. Even if you do tell them, like, hey, he's taking another order, they see me driving this way, and they're like, what the heck? They're still going to be upset about it. They're like, well, my house is south, and he's going north. So what Grubhub and all these other apps, I'm not just singling out Grubhub, but these apps need to update the customer, because they're not updating the customer. Like, we gave this guy 3 orders at once, you know, so we're going to tell the customer that he's going to be extra longer, or he's going to take a different route so you can track him. Oh, he's taking Mary's order first. I mean, have it set up to where it's like, hey, he's taking Mary's and then your second, and then after that, you know, that's it. You know, order's done with. Once I drop it off, you don't have to track me no more. You know what I'm saying? But this has become a problem because, like I said, the lady yesterday, she was very upset, and I was just very calm about it. I wasn't thinking anything about it. She's like, "Were you lost?" And I just was like, "No, I wasn't lost." And she kept staring at me, and she's like, "What do you mean? What do you mean you weren't lost?" Like, I was like, "I wasn't lost. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know what she was talking about." She's like, "Well, my app showed me. I was tracking you on my app." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." I wasn't thinking anything of it. I wasn't thinking about, oh, well, I'll take another order. I wasn't even like, I didn't think it tracks it until, it's supposed to track it after I drop off my first order. If I got 2 orders and the second girl's tracking me, but I'm still doing my first order, she's tracking me doing my first order. So of course she's going to be upset. She's going to see me going north and not south, right? Of course she's going to be pissed and say, oh, were you lost? Because she's confused and the app's not updating her. So if you're going to do that, Grubhub and Doordash and Caviar and Uber Eats, all these apps, if you're going to give me multiple orders, you have to track me after I drop off the first order. And send a text message, say, oh, we apologize. The driver just dropped off his first order. You're the second order. We gave him a batch order because it's very busy. So we apologize. He's on the way right now. You know, and you can tell the customer to text me or call me and ask me, hey, what's up or what's going on. But this is where it gets frustrating because I don't want to get in trouble, or I don't want the customer getting mad, and I don't want to lose a customer. Like, that's my main thing. Like with Grubhub, I don't get no rating. Same with Caviar, same with Uber Eats. There's a thumbs up, thumbs down, but it's really nothing. I mean, so the only really app you get rated on, based off your performance and late and all this kind of stuff, is only DoorDash that I can think of. Postmates used to rate you, but now they changed it to where it doesn't affect you anymore. So now even Postmates changes their rating system to where you get a bad rating, it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. The only time you can get fired from your rating, it's getting hot, guys, hold on, is with DoorDash. Grubhub, there's no rating. Caviar, Uber Eats, Postmates, there's no rating. Food Jets, there's no rating like that where you can get fired. So that's the thing. But I mean, you know, these companies, they can call you and say, oh, where you're at. The customer wants to know where you're at. But other than that, they can't really get rid of you for your rating. I mean, they can get rid of you like if you're always late and it's not your fault. But if you got multiple orders, they can't do nothing about it. So to the customers that are ordering from these apps, realize we might have another order dropping off. So if you really want to know what's going on, just call us, text us. Don't call the company because they're not going to help you. I mean, with all due respect, I love these companies that I work for. They're all good, but as far as like telling you guys about, oh, he's doing more than one order, they're not going to tell you that, because then they, then it doesn't look too good, right? But I'm honest. Like, I'm just like the customer was like, why were you lost, or why did you go to Arden area, not down here first? Were you getting gas? And I simply told her I had a batch order. She's like, what's a batch order? She's really confused. I'm like, these apps need to update, you guys. Like, it's really upsetting because I shouldn't have to explain all this. She's like, what are you talking about, batch order? And I finally explained it. I'm like, it's when they give you more than one order. She's like, well, that's not cool. I'm like, well, hey, when it's busy, what can I do? When you got hundreds of people ordering at one time, or, at least 50 people at one time ordering, and there's not enough drivers, maybe each driver might have to get 2 or 3 orders at once. Like, that's just how it is. She's like, that makes sense. And I'm like, yeah, I understand, you want your food on time, but many times, honestly, ma'am, like, they give me more than one order, especially when it comes to Taco Bell. She's like, yeah, that makes sense. And then she told me about the free Taco Bell delivery and all that. And I'm like, that's cool and all. I mean, if you're craving Taco Bell, that's cool. But if you want your food on time and you don't want your food to be cold or whatever, I mean, I put my stuff in a hot bag all the time and all that. But like I said, when I'm taking multiple orders, I can't guarantee your order's going to be on time. So, if you're wanting like a quick bite to eat, cheap delivery, cheap food, of course, do Taco Bell. But I'm just letting you know, you guys are risking your delivery to be late. Because most likely, I'm not going to just get your order with Taco Bell. I might get your Taco Bell plus Joe's order plus Mary's order plus Frank's order. I might get 4 orders at once. I've had that happen before. 2 or 3 or 4 at once. So that's just how it is. So that's what you guys got to realize. It's cool that Taco Bell and Grubhub, they partner together and you guys can get free delivery. But I'm just letting you know, that doesn't mean you're going to get your food on time. That means you're gonna have to wait. If you order before her, then you get your order first. But if you ordered after those other first 2 people, then you're going to getting your order last. So that's something that you're just going to have to deal with. And if you're not sure what's going on, always text your driver. Always call the driver, because the driver knows what's going on when it comes to that situation. Now, let me get into part 2. Last night, I had a lady ask me, did you get the special notes for how to cook the food? And I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I just want to let you know right now, guys, with Grubhub, we don't order the food, and we don't cook the food. We don't work for the restaurant. So any special requests, you're going to have to call the restaurant. I mean, if you put it in the app, because last night she kept asking, like, did you get those notes? And I showed her my phone. I was completely transparent. I don't lie. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And she was still upset about it. She had $17 cash in her hand. So I don't know if I would have lied and said, yeah, everything was correct. I could have lied, and maybe she would have gave me the full $17. But me, I'm an honest guy. You know what I'm saying? If the truth hurts, then the truth hurts. Like, I don't know what else to say. You know what I'm saying? So I simply told her, I showed her my app. I said, any cooking instructions, the restaurant gets that, not me. She's like, why not? I'm like, I don't order their food. I mean, I was trying to explain it to her, but I think she just gave me the $7. $7 is cool. I mean, $7 tip is okay. But on a $50 order, you're thinking, I don't even know what the subtotal was. That's the thing. They don't tell us all the information. Same with Uber Eats. With Uber Eats, they don't give us the drinks, which is really weird, because that's very important. Like, if you ordered a drink with your combo, or a drink with your meal or whatever, the app's supposed to tell us at least everything you order. Now, specific instructions like I didn't want onions on my burger or my sushi or whatever. What you got to realize is we don't get that information usually. At least with Grubhub, we don't. So that's what happened last night. This lady was very kind of upset about it. I was trying to explain it the best I could, but at the time she put me on, when I'm put on the spot, I don't articulate and I don't explain it that good. If I'm prepared, like right now I'm prepared, I know what I'm talking about, I know, what I'm saying, so when people watch this, like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But when someone's like, hey, what, did you get my notes? And she's asking me something about, I don't even know what she's talking about. So I think what happened was, she was trying to ask me, like, did you order the food right or something? So with Grubhub, I'm just letting you guys know, we're not Postmates. Postmates is an app where most of the time the driver has to go to the restaurant and order the food, and then he has to wait there, and then they get paid to wait, and then they drop it off, and then that's it. So that's usually how it goes. Most of the time with Postmates, some restaurants you don't have to order, but a lot of restaurants with Postmates, the driver has to order the food. Now with Grubhub, it's all prepaid. It's all prepaid. All we do, especially with Grubhub, Uber Eats, and Caviar, those 3 apps, we don't get a card. We don't have to do any kind of transactions. We just go in there. Oh, I have a Caviar for this person. Or with Caviar, usually it's an order number. Caviar order number is 12345. There's five letters long. Uber Eats, usually you say the name. You can say the name or the code. Usually the code is like D7EZ1. It's some weird mix of numbers and letters. That's how Uber Eats is. Now with Grubhub, you go in and you just say the customer's name. That's it. Some restaurants are like, they want to know what my name is, but my name doesn't matter. I'm not the customer. So I've had restaurants be like, hey, are you Mike? I'm like, my name's Mike, yeah, but that's not the customer's name. What if you have 2 drivers that come in at once and both of their names is Mike? You see what I'm talking about? So what also restaurants need to realize is they need to verify the order correctly. Like with Doordash, oh, my bad. With Grubhub, it's the customer's name. So you guys, if you're a restaurant, you guys got to realize that. Like, I didn't have an argument, but I had a slight disagreement with one of the restaurants. And like, he asked me, what is your Grubhub order number? And I'm like, we don't have a Grubhub order number. And then he showed me on my phone. He's like, look, there it is. And it's a 20-digit long order number. And I'm like, when I went through my orientation, we're not supposed to give you that. We give you the customer's name. So that's what we go based off. You know what I'm saying? I want to make this as smooth as possible, and with all due respect, Grubhub, they're the people I listen to. Like, if they give me a video and they say, hey, when you go into the restaurant, you tell them the customer's name. That's how I'm supposed to do it. That's how I'm supposed to verify the order. With Uber Eats, it's the code, Uber code. What's your Uber code? Sometimes they ask for the name. Either or is fine. Caviar, it's order number. So there's a 5-digit number that I have to repeat to the restaurant. Say, hey, my order number is 73529 or something. And that's how you verify the order. With Grubhub, it's customer's name. Just strictly customer's name, nothing else. If you want to verify the actual order, like, oh, I have 7 items here, that's fine. I don't mind showing you my phone. But if you're asking me for order number or what my name is, I mean, I can tell you my name, but that's not going to verify. That's not going to verify the order. So I just want to get some things cleared up because I don't want no more problems in the future. Like, that customer was so upset. She was like, I think what happened was she thought I was ordering the food. So like I said, long story short, guys, with Grubhub, we don't order the food, right? We don't order the food. We don't call it in. I don't work for Grub. I mean, I deliver for them, but I'm not employed by, I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a contractor through them. That's how it is. So if you want to know specifics on your order, call the restaurant. Some people say, oh, call Grubhub, but you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait on the phone, and then you're gonna have to tell them everything. And most likely, they're just gonna tell you, oh, just call the driver. By then, it's already too late. I'm already at your house. By the time you call and verify and find out, well, did my chicken get onions on it or no onions? Like, in that situation, guys, it doesn't matter which app you're doing. Just call the restaurant. From now on, just call the restaurant, because that lady was mad. I think she was going to give me the full $17, but I don't think so, because who's going to tip $17 on a $50 order? I mean, that's a pretty big tip. I mean, I was thinking about $10 tip is appropriate. $10 tip is appropriate on a $50 order. So, you know, you want to try to hit at least 20% of the bill, but you know, you can't depend on it, obviously. So basically, I guess she was upset because on my app it didn't have like no onions on all the stuff. So any kind of like cooking instructions, guys, we don't get that information unless we're ordering. Like if you were to order from Doordash, let's say Taco Bell, McDonald's, Jack in the Box, that's when we go through the drive-thru and order it. That's when we see the cooking instructions, like, oh, I want extra pickles, or I want extra avocado on my burger, or I want extra bacon, or I want extra cheese, or I want to add, or I want to subtract lettuce, or whatever. That's when we see that. But any other orders, like with Grubhub, we don't get none of that. We don't get any kind of instructions on no lettuce, no onions. So we don't get that information, guys. So I apologize. I hope this girl like stumbles upon my video, or maybe she called up Grubhub. They clarified some information. But this is mostly to the customers and everything, because you know, you can't get mad at us when like your order's messed up or whatever, because 9 out of 10 times we don't do anything. Like all we do is we pick up your food, we drop it off, and that's it. Like we're not even supposed to open the boxes, and we're not food handlers. We can't even check that, sadly. So that's just policy. That's just how it is. Like we can get deactivated for touching the customer's food or verifying, you know, doing all that. We're not even supposed to do that. So if you want specifics, like, well, I didn't want no onions on this and that, if it's specifics on your food, right? Now, if you put driving instructions, we get all that information. Like I'm on the corner of 15th and L, or I'm, you know, this is how you get to my house. Oh, my house is a all red brick house. You know, it's next to the yellow house. You know what I'm saying? We get that information because we're actually picking up your food and delivering it. So we get that information. When it's like a cooking instructions, that goes to the cooks. That goes to the restaurant. So your notes doesn't get lost. Just because it's not on my app doesn't mean it wasn't put in. As long as you put it on the app and you specifically told us no onions on your this or that, or you wanted extra mushrooms, or I'm allergic to shellfish, make sure you cook everything fresh, or whatever. As long as you put those notes in, the restaurant got your information, okay? So when it comes to like Grubhub, Uber Eats, and Caviar, any specific notes or instructions for the actual making of the food, we don't get that information. The restaurant gets that, okay? So I just want to let you guys know to clarify that up. So I wish I had more time to explain it to that girl, but I just think she was just so upset, and I think she was confused. She thought I was the one cooking the food, or I was the one ordering the food. I don't order the food. I'm not with Postmates, okay? I'm not with Doordash. I'm with Grubhub. We don't have to order anything. The drivers don't have to order anything. It's already put through the system. All the restaurants have an app, okay? Whether it be with Grubhub or Postmates, Caviar, Doordash, Uber Eats, whatever. They have a tablet, and it'll go off. They click it. They accept the order. Everything that you said on your order, before you said, okay, I accept the charges and all that, whatever you said on that app, you know, no onions, no sour cream, it went through to the system, to the restaurant. The restaurant gets it on their tablet, and they put it in. So there's two ways that can get messed up. Let me explain. One reason is they get it to their tablet. It's on their tablet. Now, there's a few different ways this can get messed up. One, they're so busy that they forget to put it in. Right? This usually doesn't happen, but it's rare, but it does happen. I get there, the order's not ready. They didn't put in the order, right? Their tablet's on silent, or it's going off and they're just not paying attention. That does happen. In those circumstances, I will call you and say, hey, it's going to be a little bit of time. they didn't put your order in. You know, you can get mad all you want, but hey, it is what it is. The second reason how it can get messed up is when they get the order, they still got to put it in through their computer system. So their ticket can print out to the cooks. That's how it usually goes. So the hosts, the people who put in the orders, deal with the to-goes, they have to physically type in your order, you know, computer system, all right? So if there's no onions, right, it says you didn't want no onions. If they didn't push that no onion button, it's going through to the cook, and he's going to make it how it usually is made, right? So if it usually gets onions, they're going to put onions on there. So if she doesn't push that no onion, if she's not paying attention and just trying to be quick about it, oh man, I hate Grubhub, I hate Doordash. And a lot of the restaurant workers, they hate people like us. They hate these orders because they don't get no tips. You know, they don't get no extra compensation for that. So, you know, they're over here working, doing all this stuff. You know, and they might be so frustrated that they forget to push the no onion button or add extra bacon or add extra avocado. So that happens actually a lot of times. So I don't want you guys blaming me for it, because many times it's the restaurant's fault. So I just want to let you know. Third reason how it can get messed up. Let's say everything went according to plan. You put everything in correct. It gets sent to the restaurant, gets sent to their tablet, gets sent to their Grubhub tablet, right? She puts in everything correctly. It's slow. She likes Grubhub. She's in a good mood. She's just a positive person. So she does everything right, right? It gets sent to the cook. Now, guess what? Let's say the cook's in a bad mood, or he's busy, or whatever. He puts it in. He starts making it. You know, you wanted extra avocado. He didn't put the extra avocado because he forgot, or maybe he just wanted to be an asshole. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So those are three ways where your order can get messed up through the restaurant. One is they didn't put it in and they're taking a long time, so your order's going to be late. Two, the restaurant, the host didn't push the no onion button, so it gets sent to the kitchen without that notification, right? So the cook doesn't know. Or three, she did do it right. The cook got the order, but he's so lazy, or he didn't pay attention, he didn't read the ticket right, and that he didn't put in your extra onions or no onions or extra avocado. So that's how it is, guys. So realize that when we get an order, we don't place the order, we don't cook the food, we don't put your order in at the restaurant, we don't work for these restaurants, okay? So all we do is we pick up the food and we drop it off. So if you are like allergic, or you hate onions, or you love avocado and you wanted to add that to your burger or whatever, please, I'm begging you guys, call the restaurant. Please call the restaurant to verify. Tell them your name. Tell them which app you used. If it's with Grubhub, you call the sushi place back. Say, hey, I want to make sure you guys put it in. Do not call me. I'm not going to know anything about it. Anything with your order, with the cooking instructions, I'm not going to know a damn thing. Grubhub's not going to know anything either. Just call the restaurant to verify. And that way, you know, there's not going to be no problems. And you're going to make sure there's no onions on your